guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you liked my last video. It was a little quirky, I know, I'm going a little bit all over the place, but anyway, I'm gonna keep talking about, I'm gonna transcend what we were talking about last time, which is what is vibration. And with that, I'm gonna talk today about the law of attraction and how that's so important. Last video I talked about if you really want to learn about the law of attraction in depth and how you have the power to change your life with your thoughts, then I definitely suggest for you to get the book The Law of Attraction by Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks. And anyway, that book is amazing. It really goes in depth on how you can change your life and kind of where all this comes from. And sorry, my dog. Anyway, so basically today I just really wanted to talk about how the law of attraction affects you every single day. And I don't necessarily like talking about it as the law of attraction. I like talking about it as the law of mirroring. And it's funny because I don't like calling it the law of attraction because it sounds like a marketing scheme, because it's attractive, right? We're always wanting to be attractive some way, somehow, for whatever reason. You know, this society is always telling us that we need to lose weight, that we need to look pretty, we need to wear our hair this way, we need to dress like that. And first of all, that is completely not true, and I know a lot of you know that. Actually, probably most of you know that, but I know a few of you practice that, and most of you do not. I know I was one of those people. I had very long hair and I wanted to look beautiful like Kim Kardashian. You know, back then she wasn't that popular, but I just wanted to look pretty. I wanted to look beautiful like whatever I saw on TV. And our media is so freaking, oh my God, they own everything. They have us like this, if you let them. Going back to the law of attraction, I'm gonna change it to the law of mirroring. Maybe this will actually help you understand that a little better. I know for me it did. So basically, the law of mirroring is a universal law that applies to the entire universe, okay? So that's really important for you to recognize. And I guess later on I will tell you why, but I'll give you a little hint. The reason why I say this is because these universal laws can break. I'm telling you, it can break the laws that we have here, the laws of physics that we have here in this planet, okay? And later on, it's not even important right now, later on I will go into detail about how that can happen. But basically when it comes to the law of mirroring, whatever you mirror out, this world is a mirror to who you are. And people do not understand this, but just literally think of yourself as a mirror, and the world will always reflect that mirror back, okay? So if you are somebody who is not true to yourself, which a lot of us aren't, and this is a natural struggle for human beings. I mean, even now that I feel the most balanced I've ever felt in my entire life, even though I feel so good about myself and I try to become passionate about myself, I know that that doesn't always happen. It really doesn't. And even I don't even pick up on it sometimes. But basically, let's say that you're not, okay, I have the first thought that comes to my head. These girls that dress up really beautiful and they go out and they go to, parties and pool parties, and all about being social and going to happy hour. And this is not just girls. I mean, men are so victim to this too, because I see it all the time. Guys, I live in South Beach. I live in Miami Beach. I see a lot of this. So this is not only for women, but I guess because I'm a girl, I'll talk about girls. But these girls are exhibiting themselves to want to be attractive, but you can tell that they're not being true to themselves. You can tell that all that makeup is a little too excessive for what you really want to do, and it's almost like a subconscious thought in the back of your head when you see somebody like that. You can tell that that's not really who they are, but it's like, well, how do I even know who they are? So when you live a life where you're not honest with yourself, you're gonna attract people that are not honest with you as well. You're gonna attract the same people that are just like you. So this law is actually the law of likes attracts likes. And even, oh my gosh, even when people say opposites attract, that is only the outer layer of things. And I always say that over and over when I talk to people. Opposites don't attract. Likes attract likes. So how do I explain this whole opposites don't attract? Opposites don't attract by their subconscious. Okay? In my last video I talked about 12% is the conscious and 88% is the subconscious. Okay? So when people are kind of different from one another, but they're very attracted to each other, that's because their subconscious beliefs, their subconscious values are like each other. But their conscious thoughts could be the way they dress, could be how they act, even professions. What is from the outside, which is the 12% consciousness, that is what looks opposite. But the deeper part of a human being is really the subconscious. And when I really mean the subconscious, I mean everything that goes on in our body is governed by our heart and by our minds. And our heart, which pumps blood into our system, but our brain is really the one that is telling everybody what to do. We consciously are not telling them what to do. So just think of it like that, okay? So your whole life, your whole world will always be reflected. Will always be reflected at what your subconscious thoughts are. In my last video, I talked about, well, so if you think shitty thoughts, you know, shittiness is gonna come to you. Another thing is, which is very true. Another thing is, people talk about, well, why do bad things happen to good people? And oh my God, I was like one of those people that I would think bad things happen to good people. I've met so many honest and good, loving people that bad things happen to. Why? Why is that? Why is there poverty? Why, I don't know, why are the sweetest, kindest people usually like the maid or something, you know? I used to, and it makes perfect sense to, in a way, it makes perfect sense to say that bad things happen to good people. And you know what, this is not even about the maid. This is about you. This is about me. This is about your neighbor. This is about everybody that you I'm sure you've come across and you feel like they're having a rough time. And the reality of this is their subconscious. Once again, is their subconscious. And it's really the thoughts that they carry with them. It's really not only the thoughts, it's deeper than that. When you keep thinking a thought over and over and over and over, it turns into a belief. And this is where you can really get yourself into trouble, because when you literally believe that you cannot get out of a situation, then you won't. You won't. And that's where you have to kind of learn to, that's where you have to kind of learn to understand what feels right for you and what feels wrong for you. And this is where feelings come into play. Feelings are the most important thing you can have as a human being. It is the touch to divinity, the touch to your higher self, the touch to your happiness, to the joy, to your life purpose. So When you're not in touch with these feelings, which is what happens to a lot of people, especially the good people that bad things happen to, and I don't necessarily want to say especially to them. For the purpose of this video, I say that, but I'm really talking in a general sense, guys. When when you talk about that, when you believe that, it's very hard to change the belief because it's not a thought anymore. It turns into a belief. So how can you change a belief? Well, there are many different ways that you can change a belief, but the most heart-touching way is really get in contact with your feelings. Is get in contact with your feelings. If you feel like you cannot get out of a situation, whatever situation you are, and that situation doesn't feel good to you, which is most of the time, you know that you have to get out of there. That feeling needs to overpower that belief. And when you get so sick of whatever situation that you are, you will get out of there. I promise you, you will get out of there. But you first have to really want it. And the way that you can want it is through your feelings. Is through being in touch with your feelings. Even if you cannot understand or relate what this feeling is, sit with yourself for a little bit and think about, how do I feel right now? I feel awkward, I feel embarrassed, or I don't feel that good. Why do I not feel that good? Excuse yourself. Excuse yourself to the bathroom, even if you're on an awkward date. How do I feel? You know, how do I feel about this? This guy just told me that he wanted to come home with me. Huh? I just met him. How do I feel about that? Hey, let's go. Okay, well, you know what that's gonna bring. Just remember that there's always consequences, and the world will always reflect back your state of mind. It will always reflect that, whatever it is. And if you want to change your beliefs, if you want to stop attracting that, then you need to do some belief work. You need to do some soul work. You need to do some feeling work. I'll give you a little story about me, how my beliefs were changed. When I used to live in downtown Miami, I lived in a really cute apartment loft, and I would always get parking tickets. Always, always, always. And I was the queen of parking tickets. This city made so much money off of me, I was so upset. And just crappy stuff would happen to me. But I know that my life was going wrong whenever I started getting parking tickets. Those were definitely some of my darkest times. But when I started just working on myself, it was a general thing. This is not, when people say, oh, I want to be better, I want to change my life, don't just go to the psychologist. Don't just do yoga. Do all of it. Do all of it. Because for the most part, people don't change with one thing. Just remember that. Unless, I'm sure there's a general purpose for a situation. Okay, I get it. That one thing you can do, you will get better at it, and you will change. But for the most part, when you really want to change your life, you have to do several things. You have to really want to change, and I think as a person, you realize that you really have to do more than one thing. So I just remember when I was in the process of changing, I did a lot of things. I went to therapy. I started doing yoga. I started hanging out with people that were different than I was. I wasn't hanging out with my buddies, at the bar that much. This took a long time, guys. And sometimes I did fall off the wagon. Actually, a lot of times I fell off the wagon, which I had to deal with my guilt issues with that after as well. But just to say, that's a lack of compassion. I had a lack of compassion for myself because I was still doing things to get myself better. A lot of times we believe that we're changing so we can't fuck up. Actually, you're gonna fuck up a lot. But by fucking up and understanding that you're changing, that's when a real profound change can actually happen. So anyway, I started changing, things started getting better. I had actually a lot of people that kind of came into my life and they showed me little bits of information because I hit a dead end with my therapy. But that doesn't mean that I didn't want to change anymore. That doesn't mean that my process with therapy was over, so I'm done with that. No, I think I just wanted to change so bad, and this is where the law of attraction kind of came in. That the universe just sent me people. The universe sent me people. It helped me meet so many people that even though I found them a little quirky, or they were strangers, or they were my neighbors, or whatever, they really touched my heart. So I just remember that everything changed. That I stopped getting parking tickets. That's the first one. That I stopped getting parking tickets, and I saw the goodness in the world. I think that because I wanted to change so bad, because I wanted help, that was one of my biggest issues, is asking for help. But when actually I started asking the universe that I want to change, that I want to be better, all these amazing people started coming into my life and they helped me change those beliefs. And with that, I said before that everything shifted, but you see, things didn't really shift. I mean, in a way they did, but what really shifted was here. What really shifted was here. So that's how things really shifted. I saw the goodness in the world. I saw the beauty in the world. The flowers were saying hi to me as I walked by. Everything was going my way, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. This is unheard of. But actually it is heard of. It's the law of attraction, and a lot of people are using it to their advantage. Alright guys, well, I'm going to leave it there before I keep rambling on. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you really enjoy this. I hope I can make a difference in your life. And please give me any suggestions. Do your own research. Ask me anything you like. And thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.